And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here. Chase race number 5 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series, ready to be run here today as we're at my favorite road course of all time, Lime Rock Raceway, here in Connecticut. We're getting ready here for the running of the Kraft Foods 250, a 20-lap event getting ready to be run here where pit strategy may come into play. It certainly has in the last 2 seasons that we've been here, and it may end up doing the same here today. A couple of veterans sit on the front row, Sean Galligan and Dylan Young, both of whom have... Oh, nope, I was just going to say both haven't gone to victory lane yet this season. Galligan actually has. Dylan Young, on the other hand, has not. So Galligan trying to get to victory lane for the second time this season. Then you got a couple of other veterans there in row 2. Prudence Littlejohn still looking for her first win since last season at Phoenix. And James McLeod, who I believe his last win was last season. And I'm trying to remember where it was at. I almost think it might have been Thornton was his last race that he won. So big opportunity here for at least 3 drivers there. Dylan Young, James McLeod, and Prudence Littlejohn. What with their qualifying spots, they may be able to work something out today to get to victory lane for the first time since last season. Let's take a look at the way the points come into this race. Deanna Shelton is now the new points leader. Last week she took it over after a number of drivers had a bit of difficulty at, let's see, where were we even at? For some reason I can't think of it. Doesn't really matter though. Oh, Indianapolis, that's where we were at. But anyway, she comes in with a 5-point advantage over Levi McIntyre, and now it's 19 points back to Jacob Lawler, who had a tough run last week. Kyle Matthews is 4th in points. He's a total of 22 points back, and then 23 points back is Dylan Poteet, 5th in the point stands. Actually, why don't we get these trucks rolling off here? While they do that, we'll go through the rest of the point stands coming into this race. Kyle Corbett, he's 6th in points, a total of 34 points out. Austin LaPlante, he is 7th in points. He is a total of 41 points back. 42 points back is Tanner Sullivan. He's 8th in the standings. 43 points back in 9th in points is Gene Sanford. Zach Campbell, he's 10th in the standings as he is 49 points out. I believe I'm correct in that. Yep, 49 points back. Jake Cole, he is 58 points back. He's 11th in points. 64 points back is Isaac Canepa, and he's 12th in points. I'm going through this in my head, trying to make sure that I'm saying this correctly. And then, let's switch the camera in here too. And then Kyle Thomas is 13th, the last of the chasers, and he is currently 66 points back. So 66 points separating all the chasers coming into this race. Highest starting chaser here today. You got to look back quite a bit before you end up finding Kyle Corbett rolling off from what would be the 7th position here today. And Kraft Foods sponsoring this race. They've actually brought me some of their Kraft mac and cheese. I'm going to take a bite of it right now. I'm hungry. That's tasty. Okay, so we're getting ready here to run this race. 20 laps of racing. This track is not exactly a very big road course, so it won't take them too long to get around 20 laps here. But the caution flag could come out during the course of this because there are quite a few trouble spots at this track. You saw them just go through the bus stop. That's not exactly a bus stop they have to go through here at the classic Lime Rock, but that has been installed and we're using it here for the NNSCRA weekend. Another couple trouble spots right here, this corner. A lot of drivers had a lot of difficulty carrying too much speed into the corner, and then they overdrive it, get into the steel guardrail there on the front straightaway, and then also the turn they're coming down here to, turns 1 and 2. Especially when they're double wide, they have a lot of difficulty getting through there. Sometimes they overdrive it, get up there into the tire barrier. So we'll see if these drivers can avoid those trouble spots. We're ready to go. Sean Galligan, Dylan Young, get ready to put us under green. We're underway here in the Kraft Foods 250. As Sean Galligan is going to have the advantage in this corner, but he kind of slid up there, and Prudence Littlejohn now is going to come alongside of him. Well, not for long. That battle didn't last long at all. Now it's battle for second place as Galligan will take complete control of the top position. Littlejohn now fighting tooth and nail with fellow Toyota Dylan Young. And we're still green. Wow. I actually thought we were going to maybe see a wreck take place, but apparently not. we're still clean and green here at Lime Rock as they're battling hard back there still for the second, well now it's the third position. Dylan Young has it. The defending Truck Series champion, Trent Dunham, wants it. And there you see right there, Dylan Young kind of slide off that corner. That's one of the for instances I was talking about of them possibly overdriving the corner. And Trent Dunham was able to get to his inside. No caution, we're still green. Oh, James McLeod thought about putting it 3 wide underneath Trent Dunham and Dylan Young. That would not have been wise. He's still trying to find somewhere to go. Not able to do it. Let's find our points leader, Deanna Shelton, coming into this race. All the way back in 31st right now. A lot of traffic between herself and the top position. Gotta be frustrating for a points leader coming into this race, or a chaser in general, just with the fact that you can't go anywhere. You're kind of boxed in. You gotta wait for the drivers in front of you to make their moves so you can make your moves. She's got a couple of other chasers back here with her too. Gene Sanford's back here, Kyle Matthews, and Isaac Canepa. A lot of dust kicked up here out of the exit of the bus stop. Right now, though, it is all Sean Galligan. Let's see if Prudence Littlejohn's been able to now, after clearing for second, if she's been able to try and run him down. She's right there within striking distance as lap 3 is put on the board. Sean Galligan won already this season. Prudence Littlejohn, I actually was looking back, and she has a 59 race winning drought. It's been 59 races since she's been to victory lane. She won race number 2 of season 6 back at Phoenix. That's her only Truck Series win. She's trying to catch up here to Sean Galligan. Trent Dunham has now taken over the 3rd position. Trent Dunham went to victory lane earlier on this season. I believe it was at Spartan. But he's trying to get to victory lane again. He's actually the lowest running of drivers this season to go to victory lane. He's all the way down in the 38th position. Certainly a far cry from last season when he was up there battling and won the Season 6 Truck Series Championship. There's Dylan Young right behind him. Dylan Young had a lot of trouble. Oh, James McLeod went off track! And now he's going to bring it back on track. Oh, careful! He went around the steel guardrail there outside the track, brings it back on, but he was 6th place last time around. You can bet he's going to lose a ton of positions as a result of that. I don't know if he was in a 3-wide situation and just went wide, or if he just by himself overdrove that corner. That's a tough break there for the driver out of Turner Motorsports. Number 30 of James McLeod started up inside the top 10. I'm sure he's not running there now. One driver I was thinking we should watch is Chris Dollerton. He ended up winning this event last year, and I thought we may see more out of him today, but he didn't have a good qualifying session, so he started mid-pack. And right now he's running in the, well, he was 20th last time by. Looks like he's 20th this time by. He's got Chaser Levi McIntyre all over his back bumper. McIntyre comes in 2nd in the point stand. That's where he's basically been for most of this chase. It either seems like he's trying to catch Jacob Lawler or now trying to catch Deanna Shelton. But with Shelton running as far back as she is, right now it's a good position for Levi McIntyre to be. And there is Jacob Lawler, who lost the points lead last week in Indianapolis. He's 25th right now. Trying to get back on track is the Home Depot Toyota Tundra. He's trying to cut his way through traffic. Dylan Poteet not exactly up at the front either. 28th place. The guy who comes in 5th in points is running. And we already know about Kyle Thomas. I think he's running, if I'm not mistaken, in 41st. Nope, 40th place. He's just ahead of William Duncan and our winner from Watkins Glen, Joshua Michaels. Gene Sanford also back here, 9th in points. As Prudence Littlejohn has been able to somehow get around Sean Galligan. Nicely done there. As we'll take a look here at your Lime Rock split screen here, as you can watch and see how Prudence Littlejohn indeed made the pass around the 2 car. And that is our new leader now in the 20. Getting somewhat close to the halfway point here. Prudence Littlejohn leading the way. Her teammates not too far behind. Tanner Sullivan in the 18. There he is, 6th place right now. Sullivan comes in 8th in the point stands, and I believe he is the 2nd highest running of the chase drivers right now. The highest running is just ahead of him in 5th, and that's Kyle Corbett in the 17. Let's find a couple other chasers if we can, if any of them are up here. Oh, there's one. Austin LaPlante. 14th place right now for the 48. as he's currently 7th in the standings coming into this race. Having a good run right now in the Lowe's Chevy Silverado. We got a battle that could be shaping up pretty soon there for 5th between chasers Tanner Sullivan and Kyle Corbett, as I'm going to take another bite of my mac and cheese. Actually, I'm going to take 2 bites. So Prunes Littlejohn leading the way here, and not really surprised. Quite honestly, I was more surprised when Prunes ended up picking up her first career win at Phoenix, because Prunes Littlejohn, from what I've understood, is very, very good at road courses. So I was expecting to see her last season do well at tracks like Watkins Glen and Infineon, here at Lime Rock, possibly Thornton, but it never really seemed to happen. It was the race at Phoenix that she won. This is more of what I expected to see out of Prudence Littlejohn last season, and we never saw it. And really, we didn't see much of it this season either. She didn't have exactly the best of runs at Infineon or Watkins Glen. But here at Lime Rock, she apparently knows what she's doing. And this is also important, too, because keep in mind, Prudence Littlejohn is a driver from John Cittadino's group. And this could be an opportunity. If Prudence Littlejohn could maybe win this race, or even if she just comes away with a decent finish, she can tell John Cittadino just exactly what she did. And Cittadino, who's battling it out for the Snickers Cup Series Championship, trying to become a 2-time winner over in that series, you know, he'll be racing here in the Snickers Cup Series in 2 days. She can give him a lot of valuable information that he can apply in that race and maybe come away with his second win of the season here in Snickers Cup. And we know we ended up seeing Prudence Littlejohn. She ran down Sean Galligan and bypassed him for the lead. Sean Galligan has not really been able to do the same. He has been running consistently, or maybe a little bit slower with the 20 machine, has not really been able to reel in Prudence Littlejohn. As a matter of fact, he's about to possibly be reeled in by Trent Dunham for second place. And that battle for 5th place actually happened and went away as Tanner Sullivan was able to get around Kyle Corbett. Take a look again at your Lime Rock split screen here and see how the 18 made the pass on the 17, which now makes Tanner Sullivan the highest running chaser in the field right now, inside the top 5 in 5th place. Nice run there for Alex DeMarco. Now DeMarco's last win ended up coming at yet another road course. That was the Thornton Raceway, when he drove the number 27 car, or number 27 truck, I should say. Having a solid run here today in 7th place, and DeMarco comes into this race 23rd in points. He at one point was down around the 30s, and now he's been able to work his way up inside the top 25 in the standings. Sam McMillan, this guy really, I'm telling you what, he has really come alive here. He's been doing an unbelievable job ever since debuting here in trucks. He's still looking for that first win though, hasn't been able to do it, but he may be able to get it in due time. And how about James Silverfox? Nice run for him. Silverfox is battling it out for Mobile Cup Series Championship. As a matter of fact, he's really close, if I'm not mistaken. The Mobile Cup Series race coming into tomorrow's race, all top 4 separated by either 4 or 6 points, and Silverfox is one of those drivers. So this is a great opportunity for him to get some valuable experience heading into tomorrow's event as he's battling for the championship. And also, he drives for Turner Scott Motorsports over in that series, and he's driving a Turner Scott Motorsports car here today. So, you know, same team, maybe same setup, may be able to come away with the same result. There's Austin LaPlante, our next highest running chaser. Where is he? Well, it would be Levi McIntyre, actually battling right now with Zach Campbell. This, I believe, is a battle for the 20th position at the current moment. And there's Kyle Thomas and Dylan Pote, a couple more chasers in this field, right up here in this area, trying to find their way inside the top 20. Jacob Lawler, add him to the list there, and right behind him, I believe, is Jake Cole. So you've got actually 6 chasers all bunched up there. The 24, 16, 22, 31, 09, and 55, all up here together, just outside of the top 20, and pit stops are taking place. And Tanner Sullivan, I believe, is the first of the drivers to pit. I also saw, I believe it was Jimmy Bly on pit road with Charles Jackson. So these drivers having to make pit stops here. Lap 12 is when they had to come to pit road. Tanner Sullivan deciding to come to pit road here early. And now let's see just exactly when his teammate and the current leader, Prudence Littlejohn, will come in. Will she come in this lap? Let's see. The 20 truck making an indication for pit road. Not this time. She's not coming. Galligan is not. Neither is Dunham. Neither is Dylan Young. DeMarco, no. Corbett, no. Sam McMillan, though. He'll give up 7th place and come to pit road. He's got right behind him Jamie DeFelu. Oh, watch out. Jake Rogers had trouble there. I think he tried to get to pit road. Wasn't able to. Andreas Allen's on pit road. LaPlante, Lamas, Matthew Daly, Haruhi Tashimi, Jays McLeod. Zach Campbell is there. Kyle Thomas, Poteet, Dollarton, Jake Cole. There's the points leader, Deanna Shelton, on pit road, along with Levi McIntyre and Jacob Lawler. Isaac Canepa's on pit road as well. Danny Wells, William Duncan, Brad Smith, Luis Hernandez, Kyle Matthews, Joshua Michaels, Jackie Tang, Harrison Langford, and Gene Sanford all on pit road. And there's Tanner Sullivan, just ahead of his teammate Prunes Littlejohn, who now is coming to pit road, giving up the top position. Sean Galligan coming down with her. Yep, Galligan's coming in. I believe DeMarco has stayed out, and Leah Walker. That will cycle this 13 to the lead now. Trent Dunham, Dylan Young, they're in. So is Corbett. Silver Fox now hits pit road. Here comes Zach Rogers. Jake Rogers just ahead came to pit road after he missed pit road last time around. Eric Burton, Bob Jones, they're in pit road as well. And I believe... where is he? Looking for the 13 of DeMarco. There he is. Yep, he is your current leader. And apparently Leah Walker must have made a pit stop earlier on. She's 38. She's not on the lead lap. So I believe the only driver yet to pit is Alex DeMarco. I believe everybody else has come to pit road. Interesting that he decides to stay out here on older tires a lap later than everybody else. And now he's going to come to pit road. Here is the 13. So let's keep an eye here on DeMarco. We know for certain he's going to come down and take 4 tires because that's what everybody has done here on pit road. Question is, though, will he be able to get himself out ahead of Prunes Littlejohn, Sean Galligan, and a couple more of those front runners that have been leading this race all day long? We'll find out, as I'm going to take a little bit more of my mac and cheese as DeMarco will make his pit stop. There's Jake Rogers, extended stay. Apparently he had some damage, too, because we saw him kind of scrubbing the tire barrier. He's had some troubles here today getting onto pit road. And the fortunate thing here for DeMarco is he's on pit road with nobody to contend with. He's not going to be really in trouble of hitting anybody or having to worry about slowing down for traffic ahead of him. And apparently it looks like he did not get out as the leader. Dylan Young I saw go by him. Trent Dunham by, as well as Sean Galligan. And Prunes Littlejohn is the leader, and I'm not certain that her teammate Tanner Sullivan may have not taken second. Caution flags out. First time today here on lap 15. And I thought we had a battle shaping up here for third, but Trent Dunham now is laid off of Galligan. Apparently he's been told that caution flag is out. Doesn't feel like he needs to push the issue. Caution flag will come out with 5 laps remaining. We should get back green, but what a time for it to come out. And there's Eric Burton. I think Luis Hernandez also in trouble there, as they are against the tire barrier, and there were a couple other drivers on pit road. I think Bob Jones was collected in this as well. And the caution flag is waving. Prunes Littlejohn is the leader. Her teammate Tanner Sullivan indeed is second after the cycle of pit stops. Galligan third, fourth Trent Dunham, fifth Dylan Young. Then it's Sam McMillan, Andreas Allen. Alex DeMarco, I believe, is 8th, 9th, Austin LaPlante, and DeFelu now completes the top 10 as we're under the yellow flag for the first time here today with 5 laps remaining. Let's take a look and see what happened. Well, let's see what exactly was the case here. This was just inside the top 20 as well. Last year's winner, Chris Dollarton and Zach Rogers, they're going to make contact there. I think the 15 kind of overdrove the corner. Of course, he had Isaac Canepa over his back bumper. The two make contact, and oh my goodness gracious! Chris Dollarton just got impaled on the tire barrier. Zach Rogers gets involved. There you see Luis Hernandez getting his damage. Oh, Gene Sanford gets a piece of it. Bob Jones straight into the Peak Performance Toyota. Oh, I hope that Chris is okay. Oh my goodness. Look at that car. Look at that truck. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? And there's where Eric Burton gets involved. Jackie Tang's behind this. And he gets a piece of it. I think Duncan may get into the back of the Everfi Toyota of Jackie Tang, so he gets some damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Zach Rogers' car actually ended up upside down. Good gravy. I don't believe what I just saw. That 83 car impaled itself on the tire barrier. Let's take a look at another camera angle if we can. Well, this should be a perfect camera angle to see what exactly happened. Yeah, you see the 15. Either Rogers overdrove the corner or he got wicked loose and slid up into the 83. But watch right here. Watch the direct impact for Dollarton. Right there. And that's what sent the 15 airborne. But look at that car. And then there's the hit from Luis Hernandez to Zach Rogers. You're about to see Bob Jones hit the 15 in just a moment. Right there. And then that's what flips over Zach Rogers' machine. Boy, who would have thought after 15 laps of green flag racing... Oh, wow, Langford goes down and hits the pit wall, too. I don't know who he made contact with, but... Or maybe he just lost it, but that was a hard lick for the 70. And he almost comes up and collects Gene Sanford. But who would have thought after 15 laps of green flag racing that we'd not only have a caution, but a caution of this magnitude? I mean, I hope that Chris Dollarton's okay. That's one of the strangest and probably one of the hardest wrecks I've ever seen taken here at Lime Rock. But the caution's out. We should get back to green. Let's see if we will. But good heavens, what a way for a yellow flag to come out. Well, we will indeed get back to green. It'll be on lap 18 of 20, giving us a 3-lap shootout to possibly finish off this race. Prunes Littlejohn's the leader. We basically gave you the top 10, but we'll go back through it quickly. Tanner Sullivan is the highest running chaser in second. Sean Galligan third, Trent Dunham fourth, Dylan Young fifth. Then it's Sam McMillan, Andreas Allen, Alex DeMarco, Austin LaPlante, and Jamie DeFelu. That is the top 10. Looks like Eric Burton's actually going to try and get to pit road. I think he's coming back in. Kyle Corbett is currently in 11th, 12th Cody Lamas, James Silverfox in 13th, 14th Charles Jackson, 15th place Haruhi Hashimi. Then it's Matthew Daly, Zach Campbell, Chris Washer, Jimmy Bly, and Jason McLeod, the rest of the top 20. Let's find the rest of our chasers. 21st is Kyle Thomas, 23rd will be Jake Cole, 24th Jacob Lawler. Points leader Deanna Shelton's back in 25th, Levi McIntyre 26th, Isaac Canepa 27th, 28th Kyle Matthews. Gene Sanford runs 29th, Dylan Poteet is in 30th. And I believe that may be it for the chasers. I think it is. As Eric Burton is on to pit road. Coming down here, green flag back out here. 3 laps to go. Drivers out of the race after what you just saw include the following. They are Luis Hernandez, Chris Dollarton, Bob Jones, and Zach Rogers. Eric Burton has just gone another lap down. I don't know if he's actually making a pit stop or if he's actually taking his car back behind the wall. Right now, it is Joe Gibbs Racing 1-2 right now. And the last time they finished in a 1-2 finish was back at Champs-Élysées when Bob Jones was able to beat out, I believe at that time again, it was Tanner Sullivan. So right now, Prunes Littlejohn has opened up a little bit of daylight between herself and her teammate. And I'm not really sure if Tanner Sullivan's trying to help Prunes Littlejohn win this race or not, because keep in mind, Littlejohn is not a chaser, Sullivan is. Sullivan could use those valuable 5 bonus points for winning this race to move himself back up into chase contention. Oh wow, they're close back here. These are veterans though. Sean Galligan, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young battling hard for 3rd, 4th, 5th. 2 laps to go here at Lime Rock. Right now it is all Prunes Littlejohn. Let's look back where Deanna Shelton is, because she and the drivers trying to run her down for the points lead are in quite a tussle back here. Looks like actually Deanna Shelton may have gotten caught on the high side. She's losing ground, and oh no, she's lost it! Into the trees, brings it back. Almost similar to what happened to Jace McLeod earlier. And that's going to lose Shelton a lot of spots. Boy, she's been having a lot of tough luck here at road courses the past few weeks. Running up inside the top 10 at Watkins Glen. Has a wheel hop when she hit the rumble strip and lost a ton of positions. And now has trouble here in the final stages of Lime Rock. That's Dylan Poteet there. 5th in points. The good thing for Shelton was she didn't lose touch with the field. As we move up here, white flag has been displayed. Caution's going to come out! Oh my goodness, Trent Dunham and Alex DeMarco just wrecked. But I think the white flag was already displayed. They're going to race it back to the line. White flag was already in the air for Prunes Littlejohn, regardless of the fact that you just saw Trent Dunham and Alex DeMarco wrecking. 2 drivers inside the top 10 all day, by the way. This race will end under caution, but they will race it back to the line. So right now, Prunes Littlejohn with a huge advantage over what could be a possible battle for second. Sullivan has it. Dylan Young, he wants it. And we're going to have to look back at a replay of what happened. Man, Trent Dunham was running up in, I believe at the time, the 3rd position. Oh no, he was running in 4th, they're telling me. And we know that DeMarco ended up having some good pit strategy, which had him up inside the top 10. I think he was somewhere around the 8th position. But here we go, out of the final corner for the final time. Prudence Littlejohn comes down here. Oh, wow. They had to slow down there for James McLeod, and Littlejohn almost lost the win there. Dylan Young almost got to her inside, but... Oh, no, that's Taylor Sullivan. Never mind. There's Prudence Littlejohn. She won the race already. I saw a Home Depot car. Sorry. It looked like the 20 was the 18. But Prudence Littlejohn is going to snap her winless streak of 59 starts, and she's going to win here today at Lime Rock. A dominating performance for the number 20 Home Depot Toyota Camry, her first win of Season 7. Tanner Sullivan did indeed get 2nd place. 3rd was Dylan Young. 4th place Sam McMillan. Then it was Galligan, DeFelu, Corbett in 7th. LaPlante in 8th. 9th was Andreas Allen. And Charles Jackson somehow was able to get in there for a top 10 in that 42 machine. But we got to look back real quickly, see what happened to Trent Dunham and Alex DeMarco, because that's a tough break for both those drivers. Now, it could be chalked up to a rookie mistake, but Sam McMillan going to drive it hard here into the final corner in order to make a pass on Trent Dunham, which would have at the time been for the 4th position. McMillan had been able to already get around Sean Galligan, and actually, no, Trent ended up hitting the rumble strips. It got him loose, and he came down and bounced off of the 33, so it wasn't McMillan's fault. It was all Trent Dunham. And there you see, he comes down and nowhere for the Geico Toyota of DeMarco to be able to go. And I think a couple other drivers actually do get collected in this, so we're going to stay on this wreck. Allen just barely gets by. Here comes Charles Jackson by. He gets a top 10. Silver Fox just barely clears, but there was another driver that I know got a piece of this, and I'm not certain who it was. Watching back here. Oh, Kyle Thomas? Did he lose it, or did he get involved with somebody? Oh, we had a second incident in the exact same area. This time, it was James McLeod and Cody Lamas. So it was 2 separate wrecks, and I thought it actually was all one. Right here, Cody, I think he was seeing the smoke up ahead. I don't know if he knew the 30 was there or not, but he comes down across the nose of James McLeod, and then he gets a ton of that tire barrier. There's where Kyle Thomas gets collected. That's what sent him down into the wall. And Jimmy Bly, what happened to the 3? Did he get Cody? Yes, he did. And that just ripped the whole hood off his Bass Pro Shops car. Oh, man. Look at that. And there's Leah Walker going to get a piece of it. Matthew Daly gets into it as well in the 23. Isaac Canepa gets clipped by, I think it was his teammate there. Either that or he got punted by Jake Cole. He slides into it. And man, what a wonder that the 20, the 18, a lot of the leaders didn't puncture their tires with the debris that was laying here on the front straightaway. And there's Dylan Poteet. He got held up behind this. So did Sanford. So did Lawler. So did Matthews, McIntyre, Shelton. A lot of the drivers up there in points battling for the championship got held up behind this and probably lost valuable positions as a result. But this race is indeed over. We'll now fast forward to live time. There you see DeMarco still sitting on pit road. We gave you the top 10. Why don't we show you where your chasers actually finished now? Sullivan was the highest finishing chaser in 2nd. Joe Gibbs Racing with a 1-2 finish here today. Great run for them. They're actually 2 for 2 now in road course starts, I believe. Nope. I forgot Watkins Glen. So they're 2 for 3 in having sweeps in the last 3 road courses for the 1-2 finish in trucks. The rest of the chasers, we end up having a couple more in Kyle Corbett in 7th and Austin LaPlante in 8th as far as the top 10. Then here's where all the rest of the chasers finish. Zach Campbell in 12th. Jake Cole 16th. Dylan Poteet, despite being held up behind there, he comes away with a top 20 of 17th. Gene Sanford 18th. 19th was Jacob Lawler, and Isaac Canepa finished in 20th place. Kyle Matthews was in 24th. Levi McIntyre finished in 26th position. And Deanna Shelton finished in 30th, the points leader coming into this race. I think, wait a minute, let's see. How far ahead did McIntyre finish? He finished 4 positions ahead. I think Shelton's going to have a 1-point advantage over McIntyre heading next week. I think. That's what it's looking like to me. The rest of our chasers finished in or out of the race, I should say. Kyle Thomas took his car behind the wall, 36th. We can basically say his chase hopes are over now. And I think that may actually be it for the chasers. I don't think any other chasers finished out of the race. No, they didn't. So a lot of the chasers finished right up there from about 17th on back through just around maybe the 30th position. So chasers were all together today, but Prunes Littlejohn comes away with the win here today. Her first win of Season 7. Congrats to her. Certainly hope that Chris Dollerton is alright. One of the hardest hits I've seen taken here at this track ever before in my life. And I believe, I'm not certain, but we'll see in just a moment, I believe Deanna Shelton is still the points leader by only one measly point over Levi McIntyre heading into next week's event. So hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finishy results. Overall point stands and rookie points heading into next week's race, which is where, you ask? Well, guess what? We're going dirt track racing next week at Velton Arena. It's going to be a really exciting race. Can't wait for that. We still got to finish up our Lime Rock race weekend here with the running of the Mobile and Snickers Cup Series events. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed this race. I want to thank Kraft for not only sponsoring this race, but giving me some mac and cheese to be able to munch on during this race. Really helped out as far as not only curing my commentary, but my hunger. But hope you guys enjoyed the race, and we'll see you guys next time as you've been watching Production NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. Back to my mac and cheese!